Welcome to another Tenergy video. Today we'll review Tenergy's 12.8 volts 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate rechargeable battery. We'll talk about what it is, how to connect these batteries in series and or parallel, as well as some best practices to use it to its fullest potential. Let's get started by explaining what this battery is and what problems it solves. Tenergy's 12.8 volt battery is designed to replace traditional 12 volt sealed lead acid 100 amp hour batteries. These batteries are commonly used in solar or backup power systems for homes, RVs, cabins, and or boats where you need to store energy. You can think of this battery as a newer and more advanced version of a 12 volt sealed lead acid battery because it comes with a couple advantages. The first one is lifespan. Tenergy's 12.8 volt lithium iron phosphate battery can last anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 plus life cycles, while the 12 volt sealed lead acid batteries can only last up to 200 or 300 cycles. That's 10 times more cycles. The sole reason is why many users upgrade their battery from sealed lead acid to lithium iron phosphate, despite the initial cost. If you divide the cost by the number of cycles, the cost per cycle of a lithium iron phosphate battery is around 10 cents, and for sealed lead acid battery, it's around 60 cents. So in the long run, you actually save more when choosing lithium iron phosphate batteries. The next advantage of this battery is the depth of discharge parameter. Depth of discharge, or DOD, refers to the percentage of the battery that has been used to discharge from a full charged battery. Depending on the chemistry, each battery will have a different depth of discharge parameter recommended in order to prolong battery life and avoid irreversible damage. Both the sealed lead acid battery and lithium iron phosphate batteries have a similar rated capacity, which is around 1200 watt-hours. However, the recommended depth of discharge for the 12 volt sealed lead acid battery is only 50%. That means there's only 600 watt-hours available to use per charge. The recommended depth of discharge for a 12 volt lithium iron phosphate battery is 100%, so it can use all of its capacity, which is a full 1280 watt-hours within a single charge. To make it simple, let's say this TV uses 60 watt per hour. The lithium iron phosphate battery can keep it running for around 21 hours before you have to recharge it again. The sealed lead acid battery, on the other hand, can only keep it powered for around 10 hours, and you'll have to recharge again to prevent damaging the battery. This leads to two other benefits of the lithium iron phosphate battery. The first one is the charge time. Since you can use all the capacity it's offering, you don't have to recharge it as frequently as the sealed lead acid battery. The second benefit is the cost. I know I mentioned the cost earlier, but it was about the cost per cycle. If we think about the capacity available per cycle based on the depth of discharge, then one cycle of the lithium iron phosphate battery equals to 2 cycles of the sealed lead acid battery. This is more evidence showing that investing in lithium iron phosphate is actually more economical. Another advantage of lithium iron phosphate batteries is its portability. Thanks to lithium iron phosphate batteries having a high density energy, they are a lot lighter than sealed lead acid batteries. Basically, more energy can fit in less space. Now let's talk about daisy chaining these batteries together. You can connect up to 4 12.8 volts lithium iron phosphate batteries in series or in parallel to increase voltage or capacity. For example, if you connect 4 of these batteries in series, you'll get a 51.2 volts power system with a 100 amp hour capacity. And if you connect them in parallel instead, you get a 12.8 volt power system with 4 times the capacity, which is 400 amp hours. Or you connect 2 batteries in series and 2 in parallels for them to get a 25.6 volt power system with a 200 amp hour. Here are a few tips you can follow to get the best performance when connecting 2 or more batteries in series or parallel. The first one is remember to wear insulating gloves during the connection process for your safety, and to make sure you're using the same batteries that is purchased from the same brand at the same time. Don't try to mix old and new batteries or batteries with different chemistries such as lithium iron phosphate and sealed lead acid, since they have different voltages, capacities, or internal resistances. Mixing them will lead to an unbalanced battery pack and can damage the cells. And before connecting them, make sure that they have the same voltage or that they are within 0.1 volt difference. If not, charge each of them independently to full or to your desired voltage, and then let them rest for at least 30 minutes before checking the voltage again. The voltage of the battery after resting will become more accurate than during the charging or discharging process. Once they have the same voltage, you can start connecting them using a proper cable or copper bar. Skipping this step, the battery pack may become unbalanced and result in permanent damage. Don't connect more than 4 of these batteries, regardless if you're connecting them in series or parallel. And lastly, let's move on to some tips on how to maintain it. The Tenergy 12.8 volts lithium iron phosphate battery is much easier to maintain compared to a 12 volt sealed lead acid battery. All you need to do is rebalance them every 6 months to make sure that they all have the same voltage. To do that, you'll need to disconnect them and recharge them independently to full. Let them rest for 30 minutes and then check the voltage. Connect them back once their voltages are the same. When you're not planning on using them for a while, make sure to disconnect them if they're connected to each other, and either charge or discharge them separately to bring their voltage to 13.2 volts, which is around 60% of its capacity, since it's the best storage voltage for this battery. Now put on insulating plugs and place them in a dry and ventilated room at a room temperature between 0 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Avoid placing near corrosive material, fire, or heat sources. Don't forget to do a regular checkup every 6 months and recharge them back to 13.2 volts if necessary to prolong their lifespan. That's it for today's video. What are you planning on using this battery for? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you find the video helpful, please like and subscribe to see more content like this. We'll catch you next time.